The Missouri Department of Conservation Natural History section presents Voices of Missouri Toads and Frogs, a guide to 17 species of toads and frogs, their natural history, distribution, and voices. The voices or calls of many of our toads and frogs should be familiar to those who spend some time in the outdoors. Some of the calls may sound like insects or even birds. Each type of toad or frog has a different voice, and they all may be identified by their sounds. Only male toads or frogs produce the breeding calls. The sounds they make are caused by a quick back and forth movement of air over their vocal cords. The enlarged throat causes their voice or call to sound louder. This enlarged throat does not hurt the toad or frog. Soon after the snow and ice has melted and spring rains begin to fall, the first frogs will be heard. One of the first to breed in early spring is the western chorus frog. This small, secretive member of the tree frog family breeds in temporary ponds and flooded fields and is common over most of Missouri. After breeding is over, chorus frogs hide in low plants and shrubs and are seldom seen. This frog is from 3/4 to 1 inch in length. Now, let's hear the call of the western chorus frog. About the same time the chorus frogs begin to call, another small frog will be heard. The spring peeper is a tree frog, common in wooded areas throughout most of Missouri. They are different from other frogs because of their light tan color and the X or cross-shaped marking on their back. This frog species breeds in temporary ponds, especially those with twigs and grasses sticking out of the water. The call of the northern spring peeper is a high-pitched peeping sound like this. A few weeks after the spring peepers have been calling, by mid-March, the American toad will begin calling. American toads are common in Missouri and have only a few warts inside each black spot on their back. Toads cannot give warts to people. This toad ranges in size from 2 to 3.5 inches. Toads are well known for their ability to eat large numbers of insects. The American toad usually lives in forested areas and uses temporary ponds and water-filled ditches for breeding. Now, let's listen to the call of the American toad. Another toad that breeds in March and April is the Great Plains toad. This amphibian is only found in the northwestern and west central parts of the state. It's a prairie animal and breeds in flooded fields and ponds along rivers. The Great Plains toad usually has a light tan body with very large dark green blotches and is about 3 inches long. Their call is a long series of rapid chugging sounds. Listen. Near the end of spring and into early summer, the Fowler's toad begins to call. This toad is gray or greenish gray in color, with many warts inside each brown spot on its back, and is from 2 to 4 inches in size. Fowler's toads usually live in river valleys and river sand or gravel bars. They live mostly in eastern and southern Missouri. They also breed in temporary pools and shallow river sloughs, as well as flooded fields and ditches. Their call is a short nasal sound, which we will hear now. The next toad is very different from those already talked about. It's called the eastern spadefoot toad. Their eyes have vertical pupils, like a cat. They are smaller than the common toads, only 2 to 2.25 inches long, and their color is brown with yellow stripes down the back. Spadefoot toads spend most of their time underground. and only come out during the breeding season or at night after heavy summer rains. The eastern spadefoot toad lives only in the eastern and southeastern sections of Missouri. They breed in the summer during heavy summer rains, and this is what their call sounds like. Another, even smaller toad, which spends most of its time underground, is the eastern narrow-mouthed toad. This little amphibian is seldom more than 1 inch long. It has a very small, pointed head and is dark brown in color. They usually stay in burrows under rocks, logs, or boards near streams or ponds. They live in the Ozarks and the lowlands of southeastern Missouri. Ants are the only insects commonly eaten by the narrow-mouthed toad. They breed in June and July and will often call while underwater. Once you hear the voice of this toad, you may think they sound like the cry of a lamb. Listen. The next group of frogs are all members of the tree frog family. Most tree frogs have adhesive or sticky toe pads which help them climb among leaves and branches. Like all the toads and frogs of Missouri, tree frogs eat a wide variety of insects. Gray tree frogs live in all parts of Missouri. Most of the time they hide in branches high up in the treetops. They are from 1.5 to 2 inches long and breed from early April to early June on nights when the air temperature is warm. Woodland ponds and swamps are usual breeding places. The sound made by the gray tree frog is a bird-like musical trill. The green tree frog lives only in southeastern Missouri. This 2 to 3 inch frog is always some shade of green, which helps them hide among the leaves of plants during the day. Green tree frogs live and breed in the cypress swamps of southeastern Missouri. Green tree frogs sing in chorus from early May to August and lay their eggs in early summer. The voice of a male green tree frog is a series of quacking sounds. This little frog is a member of the tree frog family and is known as the Blanchard's cricket frog. But it does not have the sticky toe pads, nor does it live in trees or shrubs. This small frog is only 3/4 of an inch long and may be gray, tan, or brown in color. A dark triangle-shaped marking is always present between the eyes. This frog lives along the edges of ponds or streams, especially on mud flats or gravel bars. Blanchard's cricket frogs begin calling in late April and sing all summer, but lay their eggs in the spring. Let's listen to the clicking-like call of the cricket frog. The last member of the tree frog family we will talk about doesn't look like a tree frog either. It's called the Illinois chorus frog, and in Missouri it lives only in the southeastern corner of the state. Looking more like a toad with large, strong front legs, this little frog is only 1.5 inches long. Illinois chorus frogs breed in early spring. Flooded fields and water-filled ditches are places where they lay their eggs. The voice of the Illinois chorus frog sounds like this. The pickerel frog lives throughout the Ozarks. It's a medium-sized frog, about 2.5 inches long. It has large spots on its back that are normally square or rectangular. This frog species is often found inside many of Missouri's caves, but is also seen along cool streams and springs. March and April are the normal breeding months for the pickerel frog. Woodland ponds, river sloughs, or even water-filled ditches are often used for egg laying. Here is the voice of the pickerel frog. Leopard frogs are common frogs in Missouri, and the southern leopard frog lives in most of the state. They are about 2 to 3.5 inches long. Leopard frogs use a variety of homes, but usually live along streams and rivers and farm ponds. During warm weather, leopard frogs go far away from water into grassy meadows and hay fields to eat many different insects. You can hear leopard frogs calling in early spring. The northern crayfish frog is the second largest frog found in Missouri. This big frog may be from 2¼ to 4 inches long and has a large number of closely spaced dark brown spots on its back. Crayfish frogs spend most of their time hiding in crayfish burrows or other animal burrows or under logs or boards. They breed in early spring in farm ponds and flooded ditches. Now, let's listen to the deep, snoring sound made by a group of crayfish frogs. The wood frog is Missouri's rarest frog species. They have been recorded from only a few isolated places in our state and have been given complete protection by the Missouri Department of Conservation as an endangered species. These small frogs average between 1½ to 2¾ inches long, are usually tan or pinkish tan in color, and always have a dark brown mask through their eye and ear. Wood frogs need moist woods and pick temporary woodland ponds or swamps for breeding. In Missouri, this species probably breeds in early spring. We'll pause now to hear the call of a wood frog, a rare sound in our state. This frog species, known as the green frog, is often confused with the much larger bullfrog. The green frog is smaller than the bullfrog and has a ridge of skin along its side that is not found on bullfrogs. The average size of a green frog is 3 inches. This frog makes its home in rocky streams and river sloughs in the Ozarks, and streams and farm ponds in the rest of Missouri. They lay their eggs in early summer. We like to compare the voice of a green frog to the sound made by a loose banjo string. Let's listen. Next, we're going to see how a tadpole changes into a frog. All Missouri toads and frogs lay their eggs in water. The eggs hatch out into very small, dark-colored tadpoles. Tadpoles have gills, which are covered over with skin, and they must remain in the water. After several weeks, the hind legs will begin to grow out. Bullfrog tadpoles, however, do not usually grow their hind legs until the following summer. As soon as their hind legs show, the tail will begin to shrink. After a few weeks, the front legs start to form as the tail continues to shrink. Then the tadpole loses its gills and begins to breathe air at the surface. Soon the tail is gone, and the young bullfrog begins to take on the color and form of the species. It will take 2 more years for the frog to reach adult size. Bullfrogs are found in all of Missouri and live in many places, such as rivers, streams, lakes, ponds, and swamps. They are the largest of our frogs and are often over 6 inches long. Bullfrogs are considered game in Missouri and have a season and daily limit. Their legs are eaten and enjoyed by many people. Bullfrogs breed in early summer, but their call can be heard from April till September. The deep, familiar call of a bullfrog is a natural part of Missouri's outdoors. Here's what a group of bullfrogs sound like. Toads and frogs of Missouri are interesting, harmless, and very useful because of the number of insects they eat. Their many different sounds are a part of the mystery and beauty of Missouri's ponds, swamps, and forests.